Welcome to another episode of Get Simplified channel. Today we are going to look at forms and then report and how to create a form, edit the form, and other things. So I'm going to take Free State Question Paper 2022. Free State Question 2022, 3 members. Right, a form is already created for us, and then we are asked to modify the form. So whenever you are modifying the form, you right-click and choose Design View. Right, now, the question says add your name in the form footer, but in this case, final examination, you'll be asked to add your examination number. So we have to add our examination number or the name in the footer. So you realize that the footer section here is hidden. You might just open it. Now you need to use the form design, the label, which is A and small a. A and B is the text box for calculations and then fields. So A and small a, you click, you draw it, and then you type your name and send in. So Get Simplified by Sirantwi. Right. Now, this whole thing, you can even be asked to put a border around it. So you go to the tell me what to do or the search, and then you put border. Then you see outline, line thickness, and then you choose the border. Right. Now, let's move to the next question. Insert the current time control in the form footer as well. So the date and time, we have to insert it there in the form footer. So there you move to date and time. From form design, you see date and time. You click OK. Now, by default, it will be in the form header. So you only need the time, but not the date. So you click on the date and then you press delete key. We need only the time, then you drag it to the footer. You drag it to the form footer. Right. The next question. Insert the hyperlink mail to www.enquiries@ph.gov.za. So the hyperlink in the form footer. We are going to insert the hyperlink to the form footer. Now, this is the footer. So you can put the link, or you must basically put the, what do you call it, the label, and you can put it inside. The link. Now the link is not hidden, it's not showing here. So to do that, you must open it in the layout view or the form view. So you right click, you see link, build a link. If it is not on the layout view, you won't see that. So it should be on the layout view, and then existing file or web page. They can also even ask you to put it to email address. So this one, let's check whether it's email address. Yeah, mail to, that means it's like an email, mail to www.enquiries@ph. So it's email address. Then you type it here. At ph .gov.za. Right. So that the link will be there. Only when you display it in the layout view. But if it's in design view, you cannot insert the link. When you go there, you won't see any hyperlink there. Right. Now, that's the question. But I want to also use the opportunity to explain to you how to insert background colors and others. Now, if you want the background color for only the top, you right click. You will find the fill of back color. Let's say you want to use the yellow. No, this one, right click, fill back color. And then the details section, you right click again, fill back color, right. And then the footer. So any of the sections, you can insert the background color. Again, if you want to put background image, you need to go to format, then you see background image. Then you browse for the particular image. Or alternatively, you can use the search and type background image, and then you browse. So let's say we are picking this image as our background. Right, that's how we insert background image. Now, one other thing that you must also watch out for is the action button. Action button. Action button is the button for saving, for moving to the next record and others. So you can be given a question whereby you need to insert an action button. And that is part of the form design. This one is called an action button. Then you draw it. It will give you a wizard form. So we have the record navigation, record operation, form operation, report operation, application. So record navigation has find next, go to next record, and form operation. That's where we have the close form, open form, print the current form. So let's say I want to choose close form. Next, then you can use a text or a picture. The question will tell you what you should use. Next, and then maybe finish. So you see it here. When I go to data sheet view, or this, and then I click on close form, it will ask me to save it. So this is action button. There are several action buttons that you can have there. Now, there can also be a situation whereby you can get a question and they don't want this footer here that says CAT simplified by Sirantwi to be shown in the form view. Now, when I go to form view, they are showing. So there can be a question whereby they will ask you not to show. It should only display in the design view. So you select it. You go to property sheet. If you don't know where to find it, you can use search, or you right click, you see properties. Now this is the label. So visible, it says yes. So if you choose visible, no, in the form view, then it will not show. Right. Now, if you don't want the entire footer to show, so you see now it doesn't show here. But when you go to design view, it is displaying. But if you don't want the entire footer to display also, you click on the footer section, visible, then you just say no. Then it will not show here. Right, but then in the design view, it will display. Now, let's also take a look at how to insert or change to a combo box. Let's say gender, and then we want gender to be a combo box. You select it, not the label, you select the text box. You right click and choose change to combo box. Now here, when you change it to combo box, you go to data, and then the row source is gender. Row source type, it can be table or query. So if you are going to type the values yourself, you must use value list. If you are going to pick it from a table, it should be table or query. So value list, you go to row source and you click on the three dots. Then you can type the values here. like male and then female. There we go. So that now this one will have gender with male and female with an arrow to choose from. Right. Now, there is also another one, that is the validation rule. Let's say you want to put validation rule for age. Remember, not the label. The one on the left-hand side is the label. The one on the right-hand side is the text box. So when you click there, it says age from here. And then you go to data. Now we have input mask, we have default value, we have validation rule, and validation text. All these are also in database table, and you can also do that in database report and then database form. So here I can put a validation rule, then I say maybe between, the age should be between 10 and 90. That means from 10 to 90, then you put the validation text. Only age from 10 to 90 allowed. Right. So they can also ask you to put validation rule for age. So meaning here, if I type 100 years, it will not allow me. It says only age from 10 to 90 are allowed. Right. Until I change it to, let's say 60, then it works. So this is the form. Now, calculations in the form. How to do calculations in the form? We do calculations in the form by using the text box. Let's say I want to do calculations here by increasing the amount rate by 20%. So I click on the AB, then you draw it. The moment you draw it, the text box, you right click and choose build event. Then you double click on expression builder. So this is where you put the calculation, just like what we did in query and then table. So we want to increase the amount raised. Remember not to double click on the label, but in the text box. So we see amount raised. Don't click on the label. We don't use the label for calculation. We use the text box. Double click times 120 over 100. Now, one thing about database form is that the calculation, when I click OK, it will not show here. It says unbound. So whenever you do the calculation, you must copy it. You select, Control-C, copy. You come and put it here, Control-V, replace. So that now the formula will be here. Right. So that's how we do calculations in report form. And then action button, watch out for this, how to do calculations. It can be if statement, can be any calculation. Even sometimes they can tell you to put it in the footer as well. Good. Now, we move straight to report using the same question. Or let's see another, like this one here, 5.2, modify the form, change the heading to survey, insert the date control in the footer to display the date, apply the iron theme, and then change the format of the year born code to medium. So like the same thing that we did here, you can change the format as well, any of them. When you click, you see the format from the data, text format and others, you can change it. Now, conditional formatting can also be used here. Conditional format, when you go to format, you see conditional formatting. For the age, let's say I want to apply conditional formatting here. Conditional formatting, new rule. Now, there can be field value, whereby you are comparing, or you can use the data bar and others. But compared to other records, we use the data bar. Or field value is between or greater than or not equal to. So if I say greater than or equals to 30, then they must be filled with a color, a specific color. Apply. So if I go to the form view, all the age that's greater than or equal to 40 will be having filled color. Those below will not be shaded. So that's how we do conditional formatting as well in database form. And to change the heading, you change it from there. So I would like you to try your hands on some of these questions. Perform by looking at GDE 5.2, Western Cape 5.2, 2022 question 5.2 as well. Mpumalanga question 2017, Limpopo question 5.2. Just try your hand to see the various type of questions. Like 2013 here, for the form. Here, they were asking them to put validation rule to accept the date from August. Remember between, let's try this question, which is 2023 prep question. 2023 prep question. There's the validation rule and then the properties for date picker. Right. By inserting 5 logo and others. So try your hands on it. Remember, like I said, the date picker also you get from property sheet. Format, you see date picker whenever you select a date. All right. Thank you. I'm doing recording, you are disturbing me.